Welcome back to the Kickoff Sports Breakfast Show on BTFM 106.3. Well, let's talk netball now. Let's welcome back our good friend from Kapiti Netball. It is Maria Bader. G'day, Maria.
Hey, Damian. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's another, weekends are always good, but another good day for netball today down at the court, so we're all happy.
Fantastic. How did you guys fare after last weekend?
Well, the end of the week before, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the board, there was emails and messages flying left, right and centre, as you can well imagine, and we were quite a hive of activity getting ready for Saturday morning and, just putting out notices to the netball community and making sure we had, emails going out to the schools and the clubs telling them how we were going to manage everything. And, so there was a lot of work prior to Saturday morning and sort of, to enable that to happen, we also started earlier than we normally would start. So it was an early start, perhaps not as early as you start, but it was an early start for us at netball, and it was quite a long day. So we had extra time in between our rounds so that we could account for people leaving the courts and then the next round sort of coming in and having a bit of time to do their warm-ups. So, and we had less teams playing, so we had a maximum of, we've got 11 courts that we can play on, and we had a maximum of 7 games going at a time. So some rounds we had 6 teams playing, so we had spacing in between all of the courts, which was really good. Produced a really different feel for the day last week. It was kind of less frenetic, I guess, and a little bit more composed maybe. So people were really happy with how we were managing things, which was good. We had a bit of feedback, so that was really positive for the board and also for our wonderful centre administrator, Sue, who has put a lot of time and effort into helping us get everything sorted. So good to get some good feedback. Good that the day went really well. It was, we talked about the weather last week. It was a little bit, a few sprinkles of showers, but it fined up into the most beautiful day, pretty much like today's going to be. And we had lots of people spectating from outside the courts, sitting on the grass in the Te Atiawa Park next door, and people had their like little camping chairs and deck chairs, and were like well set up for an hour of entertainment. So it went really, really well. We have learned a couple of things, so we're going to change the flow this week of people coming in, because we found people coming off the courts, but they were congregating in the same area as the people who were about to go in. So we're going to keep our entry point at the gates by the pavilion, but we're going to change our exit to be over the gates over by the car park. So we'll change the flow of people this week, and hopefully that will allow for more social distancing. But it was great. People came down, they were in their cars watching the games, or, just loitering nicely socially distanced outside the wire, which is a phrase I use at work, but outside the court surrounds, just watching in. So it was really good. Everyone was really well behaved and really doing their bit to operate, in that level 2 manner.
Oh yeah,
and everyone being kind to each other, and it was quite a social atmosphere, which was really good.
Yeah, and I bet the sidelines were a bit quieter as well.
The sidelines were very quiet. The hooter was very loud. There was no smell of barbecue, no coffee on offer. As I said last week, I'm a proud supporter of the barbecue and the coffee people, but I had to go slightly prepared last week. But yeah, different. And again today, we're running with our level 2 regulations, and we've done that during the week with our year 5 and 6s, and we'll be doing it Monday with our 3s and 4s. Well, that is if the government doesn't sort of drop the levels immediately. But hopefully next weekend we can have netball in level 1, which means that we can go back to, starting slightly later and having shorter days. So we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed, mate. Fingers crossed indeed. So how is everything looking for you guys today?
For next week or just for today? Today is our booming day. We've got, we're getting to the really pointy end of the competition.
Yep.
Perhaps not as pointy as the ANZ, but, we have got some some clear leaders, and then we've got some really hotly contested groups at the moment. So if I just look at the standings for our Prem grade, there's only a few points in it. So one team is kind of a couple of points ahead of everyone else, but then we've got two teams on the same points, and then a couple of points back we've got another two teams. So it's still being tightly contested at the moment. In the Prem Reserve grade, we've got probably could be considered a bit of a runaway. So the Paramu College Junior A's are ahead on points, closely followed by Business House 5, Bluebird Tui's, and Parramatta Plymouth and Phoenix. So, it's still up for grabs there. I should have gone back and said in the Premier grade, we've got, the 5 at the top there or the 5 that are kind of, could be either way. We've got 2 Bluebird teams, so Bluebirds Kiruru and Bluebirds Kia. We've also got Paraparaumu College, their number 1 team, Business House, their number 1 team, and Kapiti College, their senior A team. So, there's still a bit of, a couple of rounds to go, and, it's still there for anyone who wants to take it. It's getting really exciting, though, down in the primary grades. We've got 3 teams at the top of the primary A1 grade. So that's Kina Kauri, Paraparaumu Beach Aces, and Otaki College Kofi, it's the intermediate team, all on 17 points each. And then just slightly behind them, we've got the Taidar Kias. So, the primary A1 is a very hotly contested grade at the moment. And in our PA2, the primary A2 grade, I think there's a bit of a clear leader in there from the Raumati South School, but closely followed from Otaki Karakas and the Raumati South Kiruru. So they've got 2 teams in that grade that are doing quite well. Yes, so it is almost at pointy end, and it's almost at the point where we will split the grades into the top 4 and the bottom 4. So once we head into that, I think the teams are a lot closer, the games are a lot tighter. But still, even at the moment, we're having some really tightly contested games. So last week we had just the 1 draw, and that was in our primary A1 grade, and that was between Tairā Kias and Kapanui Thunder. But we had a number of other games that just had 1 point in it. So, there's still lots of good netball being played out there.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah. I thought I might try, and how we were talking about the commentator's cursor a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
I'm just wondering whether I should run a mini experiment, because I've looked at all the games happening today, and I figure there's a few could be close games. So I thought, should we have a crack at that, Damien? Should we I'll do a game for each round.
Love it.
I'm gonna test the commentator's cursor and pick a winner for each round, and then at the end of the day, I'm going to come back and have a look at the results and just see how much of a commentator's curse I've had over it all, and whether I need to go apologising to teams. But I thought we'd start off with our 8:30 round, which is coming up shortly. I'm picking on court 10. That it's in the primary B2 grade, and we've got the first and second place teams in that grade. So it's the Waikino Pungo team versus Paraparaumu Beach Conquerors. So that should be a really good game to watch. I'm going to take, just purely based on points, the Waikino team, and we'll see how that goes. The second round starts at 9:45, and on court 1, I'm picking Otaki College White versus KC Junior D's, because they're also a closely matched grouping in their particular grade. If we hop onto, and I better pick a winner for that one, I'm going to pick OC White. If we hop onto the 11 o'clock round, I'm going right up to the big girls in the Prem grade, so that's right at the top of our grading system. And it's at 11 o'clock, we've got Bluebirds Kia versus Paraparaumu College Prem 1. And I'm going to pick the college team. And Kelly and Viv, if you're listening, I'm really sorry if this throws the curse of death on you. In round 4, we've got also again on the Prem grade court, the United team versus Business House 2, and I'm going to pick United to win this one. And we've just got two rounds left. So at 1:30, I'm going down to the Prem Reserve grade, and it's going to be Business House 5 versus Parramatta, Plymouth and Phoenix. Now, both good teams, really nice teams, good play. My little heart goes Parramatta, Plymouth, but based on standings, I think Business House will take it out. And last round of the day at 2:45, we go back to the primary grade. So this is intermediate children, the years, 7 and 8. And again, it's one of the top round teams versus, someone who's just a couple of points away. So Kenakina Kauri versus the Taira Kias. Going to pick Kenakina to take it out. And that's not just because that's where my kids went, but it will be very interesting to see what happens with the results later on. So, tell you what, next week's catch-up, I'll tell you my hit rate on that.
I look forward to hearing that one, mate. There's just one more game to talk about this weekend. There's just one more.
Is there one more game? I was going to talk about the fact that if there's anyone out there in our community, netball community, that's got a trophy, can we have them back? Because, now that we're getting to the point again, we need to give the trophies a bit of a clean and get them ready for the presentation in a few weeks' time. But I'm wondering, what is this extra game you're talking about this weekend? Couldn't be that one that's down in Invercargill, could it?
It could be. It could be.
It could be. I tell you what, mate, I don't know what to do with myself on Sunday night. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Am I going to sit there with a beer and a few friends? We're going to just do our family dinner like we normally do. So on Sundays we try and have a family dinner, do a bit of a roast or something where we all come together, and it's kind of like, I don't know if we're going to do family dinner tomorrow night because you know what? I can't do two things at one time. I'm not multitasking over the netball, that's for sure.
No, and we're back at full strength, so it's gonna be important.
It's going to be important, and you don't know how much of a tell it was the other week, when Maddie and Amelia Ann were on the sidelines, because the team are really strong right through.
Absolutely.
But it will be interesting to see how we go. I think I'm probably going to have to take a little bit of rescue remedy or something just to keep myself settled, because I know I'm going to be off that couch yelling at the TV, just probably like every other Pulse fan.
Absolutely.
And, we'll have to check in on the status of my fingernails next weekend as well.
Well, lucky I don't have any. Well,
you're lucky you've got no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no good, Damian. Well, what do you do when you're going to get stressed out? Got no nails to bite. What are you going to do?
Well, yeah, that's the problem. I'm a biter, and that's why they're not there. So,
mate.
And I watch way too much sport, so I'm still surprised I've got hair left or anything like that.
Well, it's been quite easy over COVID, hasn't it, to get into sports. I've ended up watching sport I would not normally watch. I haven't quite resorted to watching golf yet or a 5-day cricket match. I still don't think I can do either of those, to be fair. But,
it's all about in and out. That's it.
In and out. I like fast stuff.
Yep.
1-day cricket, a T20, even with netball, the past 5, that's, nice and fast and quick. I did started watching AFL. Please don't hate me.
Never.
Yeah. But you know what? Actually, it's not that bad. I don't understand all of the rules yet, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying it. So, yeah.
I've been watching it for years and still don't understand the rules, and commentate a lot of sports that I don't understand the rules. So there you go. You just enjoy the sport because it is what it is.
It is what it is. So how does that work when you're commentating a sport that you don't truly understand?
Well, you got Google right next to you all the time.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Good call. It's just the same way I can diagnose myself and my kids' diseases. Dr. Google.
Google MD, indeed. Oh,
yeah,
Maria.
yeah.
Well, I always appreciate your time, mate. You enjoy the rest of your weekend and go the Pulse.
Yeah, go the Pulse. Go, girls. Have a great game. Enjoy yourselves. And Damien, I'll catch you next weekend.
That you will. Thank you, mate.
All right. Cheers, buddy.